Welcome to the programme. Footage filmed by the Israeli military shows moments before the director of Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza was arrested on Friday. Hussam Abu Safia's whereabouts are unknown. This video, released on Israeli media, shows Abu Safia's interaction with Israeli forces and his efforts to evacuate patients and staff from the facility. The Israeli military bombed and stormed Kamal Adwan Hospital on Friday, leaving it completely out of function. Hundreds of people were detained during the raid and then later released. Many of them described abuse suffered at the hands of Israeli forces. Well, the family of Hussam Abu Safia, the head of Kamal Adwan Hospital, have released a statement on his detention. It says, "We do not know the fate of our father. We appeal to you to take action and to raise awareness and exert media pressure and produce reports to pressure the occupation for his immediate release. Our father is now suffering from the extreme cold. You have all heard from eyewitnesses who were recently released about how my father was forced to strip off his clothes, including his medical coat, and was used as a human shield." Let's cross now to Tareq Abu Azzoum. He joins us now from Deir el-Balah in central Gaza. Tareq, have there been any more updates on the director of the Kamal Adwan Hospital and hospitals in general?
Well, tragically, Malene, the situation and the atmosphere remains very precarious in the north of the Strip, with no further information about the fate of the hospital's director, Dr Hussam Abu Safia, who was obviously detained while he was doing his humanitarian work at Kamal Adwan Hospital. This hospital is seen as the backbone of life-saving medical services in the north of the Strip, as this hospital serves at least more than two-thirds of northern Gaza's population. Now, we show how the Israeli military rounded about Dr Hussam Abu Safia, forced him to be used as a human shield. He was completely disarmed and he was heading to the Israeli military occupation forces, as they have asked him to come to their side and to their direction. This doctor has been, since the onset of this genocide on the Strip, put his life on the line in order to guarantee the continuation of essential medical care for very critically wounded people and patients who are desperately looking for the minimal level of health care. But the Israeli erosion, the systematic erosion of hospitals across the Strip, raises significant concerns about the future of medical services in the Gaza Strip. Now, with the erosion of Kamal Adwan Hospital, the already northern part of Gaza has left in shambles in terms of medical services, and now there is the detention of Dr Hussam Abu Safia has triggered wide-scale international condemnation regarding his fate, stressing the fact that hospitals must be protected, as the Israeli military repeatedly claims that these places have been used by Hamas as strongholds and command centers, which had been quite denied by by Hamas movement on the ground. So what we see on the ground is a systematic escalation, eradicating medical services from the north of the Strip, which could be a sign of future intention to empty out northern Gaza from hospitals. And we need to remind our viewers that since the eruption of this war on the Strip, the Israeli military had put out of service more than 30 medical centers across Gaza, which could be a very unprecedented escalation on hospitals that could be witnessed in this century.
And Tareq, talk us through the weather conditions there. How cold is it? How are people coping with the conditions?
Well, you know, Malene, the destruction of the vast majority of Gaza's residential units and homes have forced Palestinians to live in areas that they never expected to live or to be in one day. Right now, they are living in makeshift tents, flimsy one, as we have seen during the past year, and at the same time, they are living in destroyed buildings that have no protection against wind or even cold weather and freezing temperature. The ongoing displacement and now weather conditions exacerbate the already dire humanitarian and even medical difficult situation for those displaced families. Many displaced families have really suffer from a lack of winter clothing, blankets, or even heating supplies, leaving them quite vulnerable to respiratory illnesses, especially among children and elderly people. And we have seen in the past few weeks how many Palestinian newly born babies passed away due to very cold temperatures as winter season sets in across the region. And that really also not having only medical impact on displaced families, but it has also further humanitarian and even psychological toll on children who are already traumatized by the ongoing war. And now, while we see them quietly moving barefoot and trembling of really cold, that could be a clear reminder and underscores the urgency of an immediate ceasefire and even the removal of all restrictions being imposed by the Israeli military on aid supplies delivery to the Strip, in order at least to provide the minimum level of help for such families who are quite struggling for surviving across this very unprecedented deterioration in humanitarian conditions across the Strip, Malin.
Okay, thank you for that update. Tareq Abu Azzoum there for us in Deir el-Balah in central Gaza.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.